What am I going to do with my one wild and precious life? So I went to grad school. I got a six-figure job.
I'm engaged, and my fiance lives in Japan, and she can't come out here unless I make this happen. At that time, I was working in consulting, and her parents approved, and now they don't approve. They think I'm crazy.
Because you started a business?
Yeah, I think in their culture, they're a little bit more conservative.
And you're kicking Daniel to the curb.
Yes, I'm throwing him under the bus.
Listen.
Here we have Amber Leong asking $750,000 for a 10% stake of her company, Circadian Optics. What if there was a way to bring the sun right to your desk? According to Circadian Optics, they have made a bright light therapy lamp that mimics the color and the brightness of the sun.
Using this for minutes will help set your body clock for the day ahead. It's a mini sun on your desk. Sharks.
Oza wanted to know her inspiration to start up this company. She said that she's from Malaysia, but she currently lives in Minnesota. According to her, you only see the sun 6 months a year, but since she worked a corporate job, she never saw the sun.
The lack of light was really affecting my health. I was feeling sluggish at work, I couldn't sleep at night, and I realized the importance of circadian rhythm and light.
To tackle this issue, she bought a light therapy lamp and felt better in a couple of days. But her co-workers would make fun of her because it was just a really big lamp that took up so much space that it seemed like she was a crazy person.
What about the last 12 months?
Annual sales, please.
Last year, I sold $4 million.
Wow. That's fantastic.
Thank you.
Are all of your sales online?
All of our sales are online.
What is your average sale online?
The reason she needed a shark was because she needed a strategic partner to take her company to the next level. Since she does all her sales online, she wanted to go into retail because it was a different ballgame and so it needed to be worth the work.
Worth the work.
Amber, what is your backstory?
A personal background. So I'm originally from Malaysia. I grew up pretty poor. The house that I lived in didn't have indoor plumbing.
The house that she lived in didn't have inner plumbing. When she wanted to go to college, her parents cashed out their retirement funds, took money from family and friends so that they could pay for one semester.
To send me to school here on a one-way ticket and school fees and living expenses for one semester. But they gave everything they could to me. So that is how much faith they have in me.
You can hear the sadness in her voice as she talks about how she was diagnosed with toxic shock syndrome only 9 months after coming to America. She was given a 50% chance of surviving, and her parents couldn't come to see her because they didn't have an American visa.
And it made me ask myself, what am I going to do with my one wild and precious life? So I went to grad school. I got a six-figure job.
O'Leary and Oza were caught tearing up to this emotional backstory of hers. Cuban told her that she represents why the sharks do this, and also shows the people watching this show that anything is possible.
Anything is possible. You represent everything great about entrepreneurship, the American dream. You are freedom.
Greiner speaks up and tells her that those who look at a field and see a field of wishes instead of dandelions, they are the real entrepreneurs, and she is one of them, so she wanted to invest in Circadian Optics. But Greiner wanted another shark to partner with her.
What do you need the money for? You seem so self-sufficient. I'm wondering why you need any help.
The $750,000 we're going to spend on inventory. There are a lot of things on social and .com.
That is when Cuban comes in and says that Greiner and Cuban have an offer to present. That is when Oza wanted to put out his own opinions before Leong heard their offer. Oza said that he was touched by the immigrant story as he could relate with her as well, but he couldn't see his supportive contribution, so he was out.
Mark and I are going to give you the $750,000 for 20% because you got us both.
Okay, thank you Thank you for the offer.
Cuban and O'Leary team up and place the exact same offer on the table. But their strong point was that they could help her double the sales very easily. But Greiner added a twist of her own and told Leong that she could put in the extra $50,000 to her parents because they are incredible.
Okay, I know I should negotiate, be a good business partner, but I am here for Lori and Mark. Both of you have a deal! Yeah!
The sharks all applauded and told her that this was one of the best presentations given.
I've never dreamed this big. I'm just a girl from a small town in Malaysia. I went to the bathroom in an outhouse. And now I'm in LA pitching to the sharks.
Leong said if you have the chance and opportunity to reach your dreams, reach for your dreams. Here we have two entrepreneurs, Philip Lapuz and Eric Williams, presenting their ideas for their company Kronos, and are seeking $150,000 for a 15% stake.
We mill our putters down to 1/1000th of an inch to make sure our putters are perfectly balanced. We start off with a solid block of steel and mill it for over 2 hours, transforming it from stage 1, a solid block of steel, to stage 2, a roughly milled putter.
They said that it's a slow and hard process, but that's just the way it should be done. They claim that there is no putter that makes you better overnight, but Kronos will help you putt more consistently.
That might be the only difference between winning and losing.
Plus, they're super sexy.
So let's get the devil on the dance floor.
A lot of people believe that they could buy their way into golf or another sport, and they are looking for some other technology to save them so that practice and the work that goes into it is lost. Kronos wanted to change that and bring consistency into the golfer.
About 2 years ago, we went to the PGA show, and we got distribution for Japan and Scotland.
But nobody stateside was interested?
They're interested, but there's that issue of people believe that they need approval.
People believe that people require approval from pro golfers for the product to gain recognition in the market. Kronos has done $260,000, where 95% of the sale was in Japan. Unlike America, Japan has a long history and the delicacy that goes into creating things and perfecting the art.
So our cheapest putter sells for $500.
Oh, my goodness.
You're
Oh, my
really a
goodness.
premium.
Can I see one? Wait. Let's discuss the name for a second.
Herjavec liked the putter as it was much lighter than the rest and it was a lot better than any other standard putter. The problem to get a pro was the talk about how much the company would want to pay the pro.
We did something in Japan which helped our sales a lot.
But you haven't solved the distribution problem.
For the US.
There are cases where something catches fire in golf.
Cuban tells them that he was invited to one of the finest golf courses in America by his friends, but never went once in 10 years as he hated golf, and for those reasons, he was out of the deal. Corcoran was also out as she was not a fan of golf either.
If you want to keep that upscale craftsmanship, if that's what's important, then you have a niche market that's going to go for that. I think Japan is the way to go because Japan is telling you, we love it. I'm out.
Greiner was out. The room gets quiet and tense as Herjavec wants to know the backstory, and that is when this happened.
I'm engaged, and my fiance lives in Japan, and she can't come out here unless I make this happen.
His fiancée cannot go to America unless he makes this work, as he wanted this to be stable and he couldn't afford her to come to America. It's been 2 years since he proposed to her, and at that time he worked as a consultant, and they had approved of the proposal then, but
at that time I was working in consulting, and her parents approved, and now they don't approve. They think I'm crazy.
Because you started a business?
Yeah, I think in their culture, they're a little bit more conservative.
according to him, her parents valued someone who does a regular 9-to-5 job as they were very cultural. Greiner told him to go back home and write a letter to her parents about him going to make it. She also told him that if his fiancée didn't marry him, she would.
I'd love to figure out how to do this, but I think it's a very, very difficult task. You don't want to let emotions make financial decisions, and I don't. That's what's kept me true as a great investor.
With one shark remaining, Herjavec says that people that succeed in life tend to have a need for something greater than themselves. Sometimes you make an investment and there's a tipping point, but that point was far away for them. What's extraordinary is that his partner knew Japanese as well. They conversed in Japanese with themselves so that a counter offer would be placed on the table. They wanted to offer 20% of the company.
I'll meet you in the middle. I'll do $150,000 for 30%.
Kronos accepts the offer and takes the deal with Herjavec. Here we have Christian, Kira and Kaylee Young seeking $100,000 for 10% stake of the company.
Our dad invented the Cupboard Pro, and it was his dream to pitch it on Shark Tank. Unfortunately, he passed away before he had that chance. But we're here today to continue his legacy and make that dream a reality.
Their dad had made a video demonstration of the cupboard before he passed away, which showed how easy it was to cut veggies, throw away the peels, and how there are linings that make any form of liquid flow straight into the compartment.
We feel honored to be here today and to share a little bit of Keith Young and the Cupboard Pro with you all. So who's ready to make our dad's dream a reality with us?
That was very moving.
Thank you.
Thank you. Your dad sounds like an amazing guy.
Greiner said that the backstory was very moving. The dad invented this product when the oldest kid was in high school, and as he was getting his first prototype, something terrible had happened.
And then as he was getting his first prototypes, our mom was diagnosed with breast cancer, and he put everything on hold to be by her side. I was 19 at the time.
At the time, Kaylee was 19, her brother Christian was 15, and her sister Kira was 9. On August the 22nd, 2012, their mother passed away, but their dad showed them the strength of a parent as he kept going on for his children.
My dad took a break with the Cupboard Pro. He was asked to be on Chopped, and he did it, and he was a 2-time Chopped champion, which then gave him the confidence to start working on this again.
That had given him the confidence to start working on this project again, but what you hear next will break your heart.
In December, he got his delivery of 2,000 boards, and at that time he was diagnosed with cancer, which is a 9/11 related cancer from being a fireman there. He was on hospice in the beginning of the year, and he just passed away 3 months ago.
He passed away 3 months prior to this presentation. Rest in peace. The reason that they needed a shark to help is because of how stressful it would be to handle a company between the three, so they wanted the expertise. They were told to give the sharks a minute for discussion.
The story is amazing, right? Obviously, you have a million reasons to be proud.
Thank you.
And your father will live on forever through each of you and this product. But rather than us fight it all out, we decided to work together.
Cuban said that rather than fighting it out, the Sharks have decided to form an alliance and all be part of this deal. The Sharks' offer was $100,000 for 20% of the company, where each Shark would contribute $20,000 and their expertise. But what you hear next is the most fascinating part.
We're going to contribute to whatever charity your dad supported for firemen that have been sick from 9/11.
That's our offer. What do you think? Sell as many units as possible. It's a deal.
That being an amazing offer, the Youngs took the deal to continue their father's legacy, and now the company is estimated to be worth around $15 million.
I am from Houston, Texas, and I am seeking $120,000 for 10% of my company.
Alina Kravchenko is the inventor and the CEO of Swipe and Snap, US patented diaper cream applicator. But the parents will know her as Fairy Godmother.
You're Fairy Godmother. Let's get real. Changing a diaper can be a struggle. First, you try getting your wiggly baby onto the changing table. Then, while safely holding your baby with one hand, you somehow try to apply the ointment with the other.
She shows her mom struggling to put ointment on the baby while holding its leg with one hand and the ointment with the other while getting it all over her clothes, nails and hair. Well, the Fairy Godmother was here to fix that problem.
Bippity, boppity, boo! Introducing Swipe and Snap, the world's first and only patented one-hand cream applicator.
Swipe and Snap is the world's first and only patented one-hand cream applicator. All you had to do was remove the cap and swipe the top on the baby, and the job was done.
Necessity is the fairy godmother of invention. So what do you say, sharks? Are you ready to swipe and snap and live happily ever faster with me?
Good job.
Ta-da! Great job. Great job.
Tell us about your background.
Greiner asked her about her background, and Kravchenko told her that her mom brought her and her sister to America when they didn't even know English. But her mom told her that America is the place where dreams come true, and here she is trying to make that happen.
America's where dreams come true, so dream big.
I come from a communist country.
You
and
understand.
I understand,
Herjevich was getting very emotional as he told her that people used to spit on his dad because he wasn't a communist and when he got thrown in jail. He also said that his dad would rather have nothing but an opportunity to make things work, and that is why the American dream is so highly thought of.
Going on this together, I think what you did was smart.
Oh, thank you.
I like the quality of this. I was thinking this is a licensing play.
Yes!
As long as the patent would let them license the technology for other things and they would get a third of the total stake of the company, Greiner and Lubetsky would be in with the deal. Lubetsky clarified that what he wanted was to commercialize the double-thread technology and wanted 100% of any other products that used this tech.
I'll go 50. I want 25%. I want her to have 25%. I want us to be 50-50 partners with you. I'm particularly interested in licensing this and working on that deal.
and you're kicking Daniel to the curb.
Yes, I'm throwing him under the bus.
Listen.
O'Leary was kicking Lubetsky off the deal, and he asked Greiner if she was in with him or not. She looks at Lubetsky and tells him that she's teaming up with O'Leary, and so like that, Lubetsky has been thrown under the bus.
Listen, if we get you a licensing deal, you're just going to sit back and watch the money roll in.
You don't
the
have to
royalties
do
roll
any
in.
work.
We're good at what we do.
Are you ready to go?
Kevin, would you consider just a slightly smaller...
Why do you care?
Kravchenko asks the Sharks if they would take a smaller bite of the company, but the Sharks assured her that this would work, and like that, she takes the deal. She gets super happy as she wanted the both of them from the start, and got them.